In the aftermath of a brutal war, when the smoke clears and the echoes of cannon fire fade away, a new battle begins. One often overshadowed by the grand narratives of conflict and victory. This is the Battle of Reconstruction, a daunting and complex endeavor faced by any nation in the wake of destruction. Today, we delve into the Reconstruction era of the United States, a period that stretched from 1865 to 1877, marked by immense challenges and profound transformations. Our story begins with a nation torn asunder by the Civil War. In April 1865, with the surrender of Confederate forces, the United States faced a staggering task: to reunite a country deeply divided not just by political and economic fissures, but by the raw wounds of slavery and human suffering. The key question loomed: how to rebuild a society where 4 million newly freed African Americans sought a rightful place in a land where their freedom had long been denied. At the heart of Reconstruction lay the struggle for civil rights. The legal foundation for this was set with three pivotal constitutional amendments. The 13th Amendment, ratified in December 1865, abolished slavery, a critical first step toward equality. Following this, the 14th Amendment, passed in 1868, granted citizenship to all born or naturalized in the United States, aiming to secure equal protection under the law. Lastly, the 15th Amendment, ratified in 1870, sought to dismantle barriers to voting based on race. Yet, despite these groundbreaking changes, the path to true equality was fraught with resistance. In the southern states, new laws known as Black Codes were swiftly enacted, aiming to circumvent the freedoms granted to African Americans. These codes imposed severe restrictions, limiting mobility, employment opportunities, and civil rights, essentially preserving the status quo under a different guise. Parallel to these legal battles, the Freedmen's Bureau was established in 1865. This federal agency worked tirelessly to provide assistance to former slaves and impoverished whites in the South, setting up schools, distributing food, and helping negotiate labor contracts. Despite its noble intentions, the Bureau faced acute shortages of funds and personnel, and it was eventually dismantled in 1872, leaving many of its missions unfinished. Reconstruction was also a political quagmire. President Andrew Johnson's lenient policies towards the southern states were met with fierce opposition from radical Republicans in Congress, who advocated for more stringent measures and greater protections for freedmen. This political struggle reached a crescendo with Johnson's impeachment in 1868, a testament to the intense divisions over how to best reunite the nation. Economically, the South lay in ruins. Plantations and infrastructure were devastated, and the transition from a slave-based economy to one reliant on wage labor was chaotic and slow. Sharecropping became common, but often trapped African Americans and poor whites in a cycle of debt and poverty, far from the economic freedom envisioned by emancipation. Reconstruction was not without its successes. Significant progress was made in establishing public school systems in the South, and African Americans began to participate in public life in unprecedented ways. By 1870, more than a dozen African Americans served in the U.S. Congress, and hundreds held public office at local and state levels, a monumental shift from the antebellum period. However, as with many chapters in history, the ideals of Reconstruction soon met harsh realities. The Compromise of 1877, which resolved the disputed 1876 presidential election, effectively marked the end of Reconstruction. Federal troops were withdrawn from the South, and without their protection, the achievements of the era quickly unraveled. Jim Crow laws emerged, institutionalizing racial segregation and disenfranchising Black voters for decades to come. Reflecting on these trials of rebuilding, we see that the legacy of Reconstruction is complex and multifaceted. It was a time of hope and despair, progress and backlash, achievements and setbacks. The era set the stage for the modern civil rights movement and remains a critical point of reference in discussions about race, equality, and justice in America. As we consider the lessons of this tumultuous time, we are reminded of the enduring challenges nations face in the wake of conflict, and the vital importance of persistence and resolve in the pursuit of justice and equality. The story of Reconstruction is not just a chapter from the past, but a living dialogue about the values and visions that continue to shape our world today. Thank you for joining us as we explored the Reconstruction realities. We hope this journey into history has provided insights into the formidable trials of rebuilding a nation and the enduring quest for a just society.